First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank Polymer Update for providing me this platform to talk on my favorite subject, polypropylene. Sanjay has talked a lot about all engineering plastics, and my job is how we replace engineering plastic by providing value proposition to automotive sector. What I'm going to be talking is essentially polypropylene glass composites. I think several speakers this morning touched upon composites, whether it is a nylon glass, polypropylene glass, or even engineering plastics and glass and all that. Polypropylene is the commodity polymer, and I think one of the fastest growing polymer globally, because it's very easy to play around with, to tinker with, and essentially enlarge the performance envelope. And that's what I'm going to touch upon. Although Zilog has been around for 25 years, and we are one of the leading compounder to the Indian automotive sector, whether it is Tata, Mahindra, Nissan, Renault, VW, so on and so forth. We have recently expanded our area of focus into glass polypropylene, which is one of the rapidly growing areas globally. So I'll be discussing on the material performance, the type of polypropylene, the glass composites, touch upon the compounding, processing, the fabrications, and what are some of the emerging and the enlarging application portfolios in automotive, aerospace, wind energy, and the consumers. Okay, as we know, polypropylene compounds are normal talc or the mineral field compounds has a low rigidity and the impact property. Then we come over the short fiber reinforced, essentially 3.5 to 4 mm short glass fibers. That does provide a much better rigidity. There is a flex modulus, yet the impact property is not as good. The continuous fiber has really expanded the performance envelope of these materials in providing a much better impact stiffness balance. And that is why this materials has been able to replace some of the engineering plastic as well as the aluminum die cast and the sheet metal parts and components in the automotive sector. And apart from the automotive sector, it is gaining momentum in many other areas. Just a quick rundown on what we talk about the PP glass. The short glass fiber is about 3 to 4.5 mm, the chop strand. The long glass fiber could be 8 to 10 mm to 25 mm. And the continuous fiber length, the roving, like the direct long fiber thermoplastics, it can practically have up to 50 mm or even over that, depending upon the article length. Okay, what we have on the left side is a raw material. What are the typical raw materials used in manufacturing glass PP composites? You have polypropylene resin to begin with, and of course the glass reinforcement, that could be short glass or a long glass, and a typical compounding additives, the colorant, the pigments, and so on and so forth. Goes through the compounding process, which is normal typical compounding. And then you have the part molding, that could be injection molding or even the compression molding. It all depends on the part geometry, the design, and of course the component requirement. And some of the end use sectors are automotive, appliance, industrial, recreation, consumers. Fiber length, this is, and some of the speakers this morning also discussed about that. I think they play a very important role. What you have on the blue side is the stiffness. This is a short glass fiber. Stiffness meaning the rigidity, the flex modulus is an indicator. then the strength, the flexural strength and the tensile strength, you can derive much better with the long fibers. And of course, the continuous rowing, it gives a very good impact stiffness balance. To gain much better impact property, you do need a longer fiber length. And basically, this is the fiber length in the molded part of a component, because many a times you begin with a much longer fiber length in a compounding process, but by the time you end up with the molded part or an article, the actual fiber length is much lower than what you began with. Fiber dispersion and the chemical couple is also playing very, very important role. The bonding plays a very important part. As you see the slide, the ACM on the left side, the bonding is poor, where you do not have a good coupling between the polymer matrix and the glass. Whereas the one in the middle, you have a good bonding, and that does help much better mechanical properties and so on and so forth. The other key attribute is the fiber distribution. And I think the attrition and the distribution of the fiber also plays a very important role in achieving the final part performance. And as you can see that wet out of fiber, again, it's more of a technology that I'm talking about, plays a very important role. If there is not good wet out of the glass and the polymer, then also we do not end up getting the part that gives an excellent performance. Orientation, another important factor. Across the flow and the perpendicular to flow, as you can see, the difference is substantial in the properties like flex modulus and the tensile strength. And that's the reason I think in the end product, you want to ensure that during the compounding process, the fiber orientation do take place properly so that you do get a good mechanical properties. Raw materials, as I said, one can begin with polypropylene. It could be homopolymer, ICPs, or even the high crystalline polymers. It all depends in the ultimate part performance as to what kind of the properties that are important. So you would decide whether you want to go with the short glass fiber, 3.5 to 4 mm length, or you go with the long or even the roving, It all depends on the end product applications. Typical additives and pigments are like UV stabilizers, antioxidants, the coupling agents. They play a very important role. And of course, heat stabilizers, the pigments, lubricants, and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm sure most of the speakers this morning touched upon specific applications in the automotive sector. We have the front-end module, IP carrier, door module, back seat, hatchback, the spare wheel pan, the seat pan, and so on and so forth. European OEs are very, very strong in some of these the composite materials for the modules and all that. And I see the trend is emerging in the Indian OE sector as well. Let me run down through a few specific examples where glass polypropylene is used in the commercial vehicles. Audi A3, it does have a front-end module. Ford Fusion also has that. Underbody shield, VW Golf, BMW 7 Series. The specification will vary depending upon the part design and whatever the OE's specific requirement is. IP carrier, again with the Volvo S40, Ford C-Max, they have polypropylene with the long glass fiber 30%. This is the door module, is one of the most extensive application for the glass fiber polypropylene. And Chrysler has a 40% glass, Ford Fiesta has a 25% glass. Again, as I said, it all depends on the design of the product. Hatchback door is there, smart car, spare wheel tub. Mercedes is a PP-GMT, that is a glass matte thermoplastics. Mercedes A-Class is a PP natural fiber. These are some of the applications that we just discussed. Let me throw some light. Apart from these are the structural application, I think there are semi-structural. And a good example is the parcel shelf, where you have polypropylene with a natural fiber, and you have the felt that can be thermoformed in achieving a specific shape of the parcel shelf. And I think Renault is one company is driving this program very aggressively, especially using the reprocessed polypropylene. And I see the trend is emerging in some of the Indian OE as well. Let's touch a bit on aerospace aeronautics. Again, I think this is an area that is a potential market for polypropylene glass. Wind energy, Greenbelt project in Ireland, they already use polypropylene glass. Typically, this is an application of the thermoset, specifically SMC. But again, I think there is a potential for the polypropylene glass to make inroad in the wind energy area. Consumer industrial products, whole lot of products. Packaging, we have reusable export pallets, transport containers, drain covers. The washing machine tub is another good example where it can replace the sheet metal. And I think, I'm not sure LG or Samsung, they do have certain models where it's glass and polypropylene. TV housing, front loading washing tubs, hand power tools, and of course in the consumer sector, the seat backs, the furniture parts. Again, I think the sky is the limit, and there are many applications where good glass PP composite material that can provide the value proposition in replacing sheet metals or even more expensive engineering plastics. Recreation vehicle, I think there are certain areas, tractors, golf carts. There are a whole lot of areas in the products where I think the glass PP composite can really provide the value. Okay, let me touch a bit on Zilog. We are one of the leading polypropylene compounders in the country, having established in 25 years. We started working with Tata and subsequently expanded our reach to another Indian OEs as well as the multinational OEs. And today Zilog is one of the largest expanded reach to practically all automotive OEs. They are present in India. Primarily our business is mineral filled polypropylene compounds, TPOs, elastomer modified polypropylene. Nissan Micra is a good example where we have developed an excellent bumper material that has got excellent aesthetic, no tiger strips. And I think we are on the globally approved sourcing list for that kind of an material. We expand